Spencer has to check ASHER. Olivia has a whole bevy of new interests. And Jordan is back to being annoying. What's good, y'all? It's GSS Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All-American video. In this video, we are breaking down Season 4, Episode 17. This was a very interesting episode, so let's just go ahead and get into it. For the top of this episode, we get to see Spencer has finally hit his stride at GAU. He has moved himself back into the wide receiver rotation. He is getting a ton of spotlights and celebration. Even Wade is singing his praises during a post-game interview because he has shown up and shown out for the team. And look at that. In a matter of time, Spencer, you are back where you wanted to be. All he had to do was let go and let flow, and now he is right where he actually wanted to be. So there you go, Spencer. All that stressing was completely unnecessary. But this becomes a moment of contention for Jordan in this episode as he's looking on, watching Spencer and Wade do the interview and watching them big each other up. And he gets into his bag and he's overly annoyed with Spencer because of it. And it's just like, okay, Jordan, we get it. Wade has it out for you. He's turned his game up a notch because he realizes that you are coming for his spot. And basically, y'all are competitors on the same team. But Spencer don't have nothing to do with that. Like, him playing cute and coy on the cameras for the starting QB because he's now gotten himself to a starting spot has nothing to do with you. It's 100% has to do with him doing what he needs to do for his career. And you should be happy for him the same way that he would be happy for you. One thing that I really struggle with, y'all, is how quickly Jordan can go to a place of like angst and anxiety and being mad at Spencer. Like, to me, I don't feel like he gives Spencer the benefit of the doubt enough. He's already swung on him twice, and it's just like he is very, very quick to blame Spencer for a lot of the things that's happening in his life, and not quick enough to hold himself accountable and to try to figure out how he can navigate himself out of the situations that he's in, versus blaming someone else for the situations that he's in. But I guess it works out because this is also the springboard that Jordan used as ammunition to take Layla to go and see Carrie. Carrie has been on Layla's mind for a while now, and she's been struggling. She hasn't pulled the trigger and just driven down to San Diego to go and see her. And when Jordan finds this out, he decides that he's going to be the one to help her go and do this. And also, as Layla mentions later on in the episode, this becomes a thing for Jordan too, of like him being able to get away, to be able to think a little bit clearly and realize that Spencer ain't his problem. Heck, Wade ain't even his problem. Like, he just really needs to stand up for himself and do what he has to do. I think Jordan has been conditioned to have things be given to him. And yes, he does work hard in some areas, but not nearly as hard as he could. And more often than not, he'll try at something, and the moment that he doesn't get it or doesn't go his way, then he wants to throw a tantrum and pout. And it's like, sir, you just got to try again, and you just got to try again, and you just got to try again until you get the results that you're actually looking for. Now, the most interesting thing about this episode to me were the two ships, or I guess one former ship and one current ship, and how they were navigating each other. Patience in this episode and SPELIVIA. So SPELIVIA decides that they want to spend a day together, but then quickly learn that they don't actually know each other as well as they thought that they have known each other, because they both have been changing, growing, and evolving over the course of this time. So they go on a picnic date, and it's a little bit awkward because Spencer don't know what her coffee order is anymore. She don't know that he has his dietary restrictions for his team, and they feel like they don't have anything to talk about. And then later on, this is cemented when Spencer sits in on a lunch that she has with some coworkers from work, and Olivia is alive and bubbly and well and speaking to her love of jazz and all of the things that are happening within the realm of her journalism life. And Spencer is completely oblivious to, one, this person, and two, all of these interests. And I just thought it was so so interesting. It's definitely my favorite parts of the episode. Spencer pulling Olivia to the side to have the conversation about how he feels like they're growing apart, and making note of like the awkwardness and the little bit of tension that is developing between them, I thought was really, really dope. And I was totally here for it. Olivia definitely is giving me, she's just going to brush under the rug and just act like it's not there, which is what she was kind of doing in this episode. And Spencer is like confronting it head on. And I kind of got excited. I was like, okay, are we getting old Spencer back? I can get with this. Cool. But by the end of the episode, he doubles back and he creates a space where he's going to work harder to get to know her more. And honestly, y'all, I'm not even going to lie to you. The wind was let out of my sails, because while it's a wonderful gesture and it's definitely, cool to do in your relationship, I am tired of seeing Spencer work so hard. I'm tired of seeing him be the one to apologize first. I'm tired of seeing him be the one to make the extra effort, to take the extra steps, to do all the extra things. I'm tired. Like, it has to be a little bit of reciprocity. I would love to see some of the things that are innate to Spencer rub off on Olivia, and then her outwardly show those to him the same way that he outwardly shows those to her. And to me, that is what's going to set them up to be healthy and stable and grow together. Like, the big problem right now is that they don't feel like they're growing together. That would be how that you actually start to grow together. You take some of the positive things about each other, about each other's personalities, about each other's traits, habits, behaviors, and you implement those, and you're able to give the person back what they give you. That is how you actually set yourself up to grow and continue to build on your interests and have new things that you love and enjoy, but then also still be able to be within this relationship and be moving forward together, in my opinion. And that's just something that we're not seeing. But, you know, it wasn't too bad in reference to this episode. And by the look of the synopsis, it seemed like a SPELIVIA breakup is coming, but it's not. They didn't break up in this episode. They probably won't break up throughout the rest of the season. I will be coming with some predictions videos, so be on the lookout for those. Turn on your bell notifications and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out when I post those videos. The next biggest thing of this episode was Layla going to go and see Carrie, pushed to do so by Jordan, really providing such amazing support. I've loved seeing how Jordan and Layla's friendship has grown and blossomed, how they're able to hold each other accountable, love on one another, but then call each other out on their BS. And I know y'all are trying to make this Jayla ship sail, honey, but the platonic love is giving, and it was on full display yesterday. What I will say is I didn't want to see Carrie in this episode, but I'm glad that Layla got the closure that she was looking for. And she also spoke to the large scale of the issues that she was struggling with. I really was paying close attention and super engaged when she said that she wasn't enough to keep her mom alive. She wasn't enough. She mentioned something about her dad. She wasn't enough to keep her boyfriend from cheating on her. And Carrie being kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back in reference to her feelings of enough and insecurity and all of that. And that's what I will say I appreciated by her needing to get this closure in this way, in this moment. A lot of y'all were like, oh, she has to deal with some things that happened with Carrie, and that's the biggest thing. And basically kind of brushing to the side the fact that she dealt with double betrayal by way of her best friend and her boyfriend, on top of all of the trauma that she had been dealing with as well. So when people kind of just scapegoat Carrie as the only thing that's going wrong in Layla's life, I was really annoyed by that idea. But the fact that she's still speaking to not only Carrie, but all of the factors that have made a culmination for just a very horrible life experience over the last few months with her, I was like, okay. And she handled Carrie. I think that some of y'all have mentioned like maybe she needs to deal with Carrie so that she can go back and deal with Spencer and deal with Olivia. And I'm like, okay, I could totally see that. I feel like the groundwork for that was laid in this episode for sure. And last but certainly not least, Mr. ASHER Adams. There was quite a few people caping for him in the live last night about how Spencer has wronged him oh so much and how he was just doing his job last night. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, y'all. ASHER sharing that personal information about Spencer and his perspective on his game and on his life in the moment, that the information that he achieved by being his friend and roommate, is not him doing his job and including that in the report. Because guess what? If it was part of his job and if it was something that was actually of an expectation within his job, then someone else could have been able to do that the same way. But because no one else has the same access to Spencer, well, aside from JJ and Jordan, no one else in a coaching position has that kind of access to Spencer. That is how we know that this was more than just his job. This was him attempting to use his privilege and his position to get a leg up. And this is a part of the problem, in all honesty. To me, him adding those things that Spencer shared about himself into his coaching scouting report did not actually show his coaching scouting ability. It showed his ability to be manipulative. It showed his ability to throw away his boundaries and his respect and his morals and his belief in his friendship, or maybe go back to respect for his friendship with Spencer. Maybe he really doesn't respect Spencer as a friend. It more so spoke to that. It doesn't actually speak to any type of innate talent, because guess what? You would not be able to do that with the head quarterback or the wide receiver at USC or UCLA, because what? You're not living in best friends or supposed to be best friends or bros with those people. All the people who are running around here making it seem like ASHER did a good thing, you're wrong. It was manipulative, it was disrespectful, and it let Spencer know exactly where he stands in Asher's life. He is not of any importance, and he made it very clear. So now you have to deal with the consequences of that, and Spencer made it very clear of like, okay, I understand why you did what you did. You did it. It is what it is, but our friendship won't look the same. As it shouldn't, because time and time again in the series, like, people like to say, oh, Spencer has taken his girls and done this and done that. I stand by the fact that I don't think that Spencer has ever done anything to Asher. He's done nothing but things for Asher, and this is where the buck stops. Because Asher had the opportunity to maintain his professionalism as well as a solid bond within his friendship, and instead he chose to try to take the easy road out and slide his friend up under the bus. So good day, Asher Adams. All right, y'all, that is my full breakdown for episode 17. If I missed some things, because I think I might have, let me know in the comment section down below, as well as your thoughts, theories, and predictions for next week's episode. I will be coming with my preview, and I cannot wait to chat it up with y'all about it. Get into it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!